the job openings decline, but so does joblessness. And I'm wondering if there was any expectation that this would happen, this would occur.
There is an expectation that the level of the ratio of job openings to unemployed people has been in historic territory, all-time highs for a while now, in the last year or so. And there is an expectation that it will come down. There a while ago there were 2 jobs for every unemployed person. Now we're down to 1.7, I believe, or 1.6, and that still speaks to a historically tight labor market, where their demand for labor still very substantially exceeds the supply of available workers. So we do expect as things, and that, by the way, that's a way that the labor market can become less tight without having unemployment go up.
I'm sure you're hearing this all over as I am, and that is business people. I have a good friend who has a number of barbecue restaurants in Kansas City, and he is constantly telling me how difficult it is to find workers, to the point where he did something he thought I'd never do, put a sign out in front of his restaurants, job openings. And are there particular industries or sectors of the economy where we would expect this sentiment to be particularly true?
No, and that is right. That is, there's still a significant labor shortage. The surveys at the aggregate level show that it's not as bad as it was 2 years ago. So gradually, businesses are reporting that they're having better able to find workers. Workers are reporting that they're not quitting their jobs as much as they were. That's a really good sign of how tight a labor market is how much people feel free to quit their jobs voluntarily. So those things are all suggesting a gradual cooling and a gradually getting supply and demand back into alignment, but we're not there yet. We still have a significant excess of demand over supply.
Are we also finding that I know in Missouri, that in spite of the fact that there is some, jelly-like movement with the economy, people are still willing to go, in our community, still willing to go out and buy homes. I mean, we're not having difficulty in terms of people going out getting loans, even with the interest rates rising. If all of this continues, if the consumers are constantly paying whatever the interest rates might be, are we going to get stuck just continually going up?
Well, no, I don't think so. So in housing in particular, there is the housing sector nationally has flattened out and maybe ticked up a little bit, but at a much lower level from where it was with rates as high as they are. So supply and demand there are getting back into alignment. And I do think that, housing inflation is set to come down as we move forward. There's a particular way that the inflation is calculated there so that you're really only looking at.
Good evening, friends. I have huge news to share with you this weekend. The Biden administration is now doubling down on tackling home appliances and energy efficiency. The federal government says new legislation will help Americans save $570 billion. President Biden has also confirmed he will continue to push for more relief for the American people. My dearest friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, do stay tuned because I'll be announcing the winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway. And my friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Today, the Biden administration unveiled a regulatory proposal targeting water heaters. This is the latest in a string of energy efficiency actions cracking down on home appliances. The Department of Energy said its proposal would ultimately accelerate deployment of electric heat pump water heaters and save Americans billions of dollars and vastly reduce carbon emissions. Once finalized, the proposed standards would force less energy efficient but cheaper water heaters off the market. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm said in a statement, "Today's actions improve outdated efficiency standards for common household appliances, which is essential to slashing utility bills for American families and cutting harmful carbon emissions." Granholm also stated, "This proposal builds on the unprecedented actions already taken by the Biden administration to lower energy costs for working families across the nation." So overall, the Department of Energy projected the regulations, which are slated to go into effect in 2029, would save Americans about $198 billion, while curbing emissions by 501 million metric tons over the next 3 decades. That is roughly the same carbon footprint as 63 million homes, or half of the homes nationwide. Under this rule, the federal government would require higher efficiency for heaters using heat pump technology, or in the case of gas-fired water heaters, to achieve efficiency gains through condensing technology. According to the Department of Energy, water heating accounts for 13% of annual residential energy use and consumer utility costs. In addition to water heaters, the Department of Energy has unveiled new standards for a wide variety of other appliances, washing machines, refrigerators, and air conditioners. The Biden administration boasted in December that it had taken 110 actions on energy-efficient rules in 2022 alone as part of its climate agenda. The Department of Energy said on Friday that its appliance regulations will save Americans $570 billion and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by more than 2.4 billion metric tons over the next 30 years. However, consumer groups and experts have criticized the administration over its aggressive energy efficiency campaign. They have argued the new regulations will reduce consumer choice and increase costs for the American people. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on these actions by the Biden administration? Are you willing to change all the appliances in your home? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. President Biden's next student loan forgiveness plan could take much longer to even implement, let alone challenge. The new plan will be subject to a lengthy rulemaking process under the Higher Education Act. Those involved in the recent high court fight are already raising red flags about the legality of Biden's second swing at the issue. Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers, whose office argued the first case at the Supreme Court earlier this year, has recently said in an interview that suing over Biden's new plan was on the table, but that was too early to preview any legal action. Hours after the Supreme Court struck down his earlier proposal last month, President Biden announced his new plan to use the Higher Education Act to deliver debt relief to students. At minimum, it is likely months before it could be finalized under the negotiated rulemaking process. Currently, little is known about how much debt relief will become available under the plan and who will qualify for it. Biden's now defunct plan moved quickly under the HEROES Act, which was tied to emergency authority during the crisis. Lawsuits began within weeks of its announcement last August, and the Supreme Court scheduled the case so it could be decided this term. There are great concerns among debt relief advocates that the timeline of the new plan and its opponents could run through the next election, meaning its fate could ultimately be up to who wins the presidency. And earlier this year, Republicans in both the House and Senate, with help from a few Democrats, were able to pass a resolution under the Congressional Review Act that would have stopped President Biden's initial loan forgiveness. However, Biden vetoed the move, but a new administration might let it pass. So, dear friends, should President Biden be concerned about forgiving billions of dollars in student loans? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my beautiful and greatest friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this evening. My dear friends, the two winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Ella Ransdell and Eddie Miranda. Congratulations, my friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.